Alright guys, what's going on? This is my 2001 KX85. I just bought it, blown up, or it's actually not blown up, it's seized, the crank is seized. I bought it as a full bike, you know, it had everything on it, but I just wanted to go ahead and get it torn down to see what parts I would need and get everything ordered. So yeah, I'm going to try to make a series of this, try to film as much as I can for you guys, see if I can get a lot of videos out there. But I'll just take you down a quick rundown, I guess, of what's going on with it. So the crank, you know, obviously right here is completely stuck, and you can hear it moving around and how locked it is. Like, the bearings are just gone. Let's see if you can hear it. So hopefully you guys can hear that, and that's up and down play, not side to side. So there's side to side, which is kind of normal play for it right there, but up and down, that's not good. So the carburetor inside looks to be like it should be fine. I don't think it'll be clogged or anything like that. Definitely need to go through and clean everything. So once I get the motor pulled, I'll just clean it real well, scrub it down, probably pressure wash it. But yeah, all up under here is just covered in oil and dirt. But yeah, I mean, the tires are pretty much bald. It was rode on the road. The front, you know, it could still be used, but the back is pretty much gone. I'm trying to do this on a budget build, and I'm just gonna try to sell the bike, you know. So try to get it done pretty quickly. You can see, obviously, it needs levers, which I have on the way. The clutch is not even the right one. The brake is broken off. Has new grips though. But yeah, I've got a graphics kit on the way. You know, I got plastics over here, tank right there, exhaust. So I've got graphics, obviously a new crank, all new gaskets, levers. Got the piston clips, circlips coming. I you know, took obviously the piston off of the rod. The piston's still good, has a few little scratches in it, but I can just, you know, kind of sand those out, make it perfectly smooth. They're not bad at all. Same with the cylinder. It's got a Pro Circuit exhaust, or silencer. Yeah, you guys really can't see much right here. You know, it's missing a couple bolts, especially like under the rear fender, right in there, and one in the mud flap. Has a relatively good chain on it. Probably could use a new front sprocket. See if you guys can see this. Yeah, so I mean, the teeth are kind of hooked. It looks a lot worse in person than it does on camera. I guess you can kind of see the bottom right there. But so yeah, I'm just waiting for a flywheel puller, so I can get that off, pull the engine out. Probably just gonna go ahead and pull the engine out before I get the flywheel off, see if I can get half the case off, and then wait to be able to pull the crank and flywheel stator out, clean everything real good, and then put new crank in it and throw it back together, see how she goes. I'll show you guys the cylinder and piston right now that I'm going to be using. So yeah, be right back. Alright guys, so here's the cylinder, piston, and the piston bearing. So the cylinder head is pretty much fine. There's a couple little nicks, one right down here, a couple up here, but really not bad at all. It's still, you know, it's still flat. No big gouges on the gasket surface or anything of that. Same with the top of the cylinder right here, no big gouges or anything. When I took it off, it did pull two of the studs out. And there's a bit of like water, hard water corrosion in there. Intake is pretty clean, you know, nothing really wrong with that or anything like that. And this did have a recent top end on it, only had about 2 hours on it, but you can see up in the ports, well, you can kind of see. Let's see if I can highlight. It's just black, so all up in, you can see up in the cylinder ports right there too. Whatever kind of two-stroke oil they were mixing in the gas was not the proper kind, and which is why this crank had seized. But so, I'll show you the inside of the cylinder. So there's a couple scratches right there. They're not too bad. They'll kind of buff out with some high grit sandpaper. And then I'll show you guys the piston real quick. So the top, like I said, only has 2 hours on it, and it got that much carbon buildup. A little nick right there, and then those 3 right over here. They're all kind of the same as they were. Won't focus on the cylinder head. And it burnt the bottom of the piston that bad. So I'm sure they were running really, really lean. Like I said, with no oil, if any at all, really bad oil, and it not the right kind. But I will be able to reuse this piston. Rings are still good. So these, you can't really even feel these scratches, but I'll still sand them out. You can feel a little bit right here. This is the worst one right there. But you know, it'll, like I said, it'll sand out. These are fine. You can't feel anything over here. So yeah, keep making videos for you guys.